Hello, and thank you all for coming today. Today is day 3, so we're super excited. And all honesty, I think this is the best part of the conference. This was my favorite part. I've been planning this moment since I was a freshman, so I am extremely excited for you all and to hear all of your presentations. I do want to go on and thank Professor Mikowski for being here and inviting you all and really pushing you all to do your best. My class is super excited here. I know our judges are super excited here. And I know our guest speakers are super excited to hear what you all have to offer to us. So I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending our Shark Tank presentation today. We are Unleashed. Just want to start off with a little question. Are you guys tired of having to pay that monthly price for those pet visits that seem to be inconvenient at times, where you wish you could just check it up on yourself? Well, we have the product for you. My name is Julia Snett. I'm the marketing manager.
My name is Jay Diggs, and I'm the technology assistant.
My name is Jalen Davis. I'm the accounting and financial manager.
My name is Nicole Tobin. I'm the human resource manager.
And my name's Naya Rivera, and I'm the CEO.
Our product Unleashed has many great qualities. It has features such as vitals to see your pet's vitals. You have GPS tracking, so if your pet ever gets lost, you can find them. It's also waterproof, so if your pet's in the rain or in the shower, it's okay. It has a speaker and microphone so you can hear and talk to your pet when you're not with them. And we also have a Bluetooth through an app, so you can check all of these things. Our mission at Unleash is to keep you connected with your pet near and far. No matter how far away you are, you always be right there with them.
So I'm sure you guys have seen lots of those collars for the invisible fences for your pets, but our product is a little bit different. It's a collar with a microchip embedded with all of the capabilities that Jaya mentioned, and the products with the invisible fence collars only keep your pets in, and you can't tell if they get out, if they're doing something crazy, if they got into something. But with ours, you can monitor everything at one time. Okay. So our packaging, we have eco-friendly packaging. It comes in a box, and as you know, cats love to play in boxes, so it kind of doubles as a little cat toy if you want. And our location, we picked a small storefront in the heart of Chesapeake with a large, two large parks nearby. I don't know if you've ever been to Chesapeake City Park, but it is massive, and they have tons of events, and they have a great dog park. And I picked this location because it was so close to there, and parks with big events are perfect for your dogs to have this type of collar on, because dogs get lost, they run away, you get mixed up with other people's dogs. It's just a big mess, so you need to keep track of your pet at all times.
So before I get into the pricing, I think we missed a little bit more in detailed description of the collar. Jaya definitely hit it on the head, but we also, the most important thing that we found with our collar and this product is it's easily comparable to a smartwatch. I don't know if you guys are familiar with smartwatches, but they tend to give you a lot of information based on vitals and health and movement and your sleep, all the way to your heart rate and your blood pressure. So we kind of wanted to include that into our product as well, just to give it more of a safe feeling when you are gone near or far. With pricing, we did come up with a price of $299 for this collar. We did a comparison with the smartwatches, with which tend to average around $250. But with this product just getting on its feet, we wanted to overprice it just a little bit, and then maybe mark it down once we get to that point of profit.
For our SWOT analysis, some of our strengths would be we are all pet owners, so we are relatable to the pet community. Some of our weaknesses would be we are a brand new business, so it's hard to kind of get our name out there to begin with and to get our sales going.
And our opportunities right now is everybody loves their pets all of the time. You take advantage of people's love for pets and they will invest their money into their pets because they love them so much. But our threats are that the current inflation rate is very, very high, and people don't really have that disposable income to be spending $300 on a collar, and we understand that. But eventually people are going to see that our product is worth investing in their pets for, so they're going to take advantage of that.
So we will also offer a website along with our storefront. On our website, we'll offer more sizes, designs, and anything that you're interested in for your pets, because not everybody is going to like the same idea. Some of the colors that we will offer in store will be the navy blue, red, pink, green, teal, black, and white.
So we touched on our target market audience. We did come up with a number of individuals and families that we would reach. This stretches all the way across the country, and this number is 1,031,7,200 people. We got this number by analyzing the demographics of pet owners and just averaged out that number. These families and individuals tend to range from 20 to 60. I have a cat. I know if I had the money, I would definitely get her this collar because I'm just a pet owner like that. She's like my child. So I would definitely see other people being like that as well. And like I said, these individuals and families also own pets already or in the process of getting that pet and wanting to be proactive with their care.
So our company plan and goal is to give a peace of mind to all pet owners, because everybody that, like Julia said, everybody that owns their pets, they're very into their pets and they love their pets and want to make sure that they're safe. This will also help reduce the vet costs and then reduce costs of sitters to watch your pets, because you will be connected near and far.
So this is our startup capital. The numbers may seem a little unrealistic, but it is because that we're selling at a consistent basis, or we plan to be. So our total cash in with $299, we would be selling 40 units per month. Per month, and our cash out would wind up being 5,020 with our you already know our cash in, and all the way up to month 8, we would wind up being to 55,520. And this is our cash flow. It's the same thing with just more expenses on the board, and we would wind up getting the ending balance at month 12 for 49,980. And again, same thing, but with more in-depth expenses. We would wind up starting to get our negative balance in the 3-month range, and then breaking out at 4 to 5 months, and that would bring us at 45,553. And with that break even, that being at 3 months, we would wind up asking for 100K, and we would be making that 100K back to y'all in 2 years and 3 months. So our 100K we're asking for is for 10% of our business and production costs, shipping and handling.
So to round us out, we just wanted to explain the significance and importance behind a collar that offers this many, safety precautions. The monthly visits, the walk-ins tend to be very costly. With the collar, you can kind of keep up on that. So if you notice your pet's having a slower heart rate than usual, or they're sleeping more, and you just kind of get concerned, you can call a vet instead of taking those steps of having to go in and pay for the walk-in fee and stuff like that. So it's definitely a proactive, preventative type of thing that kind of keeps you on your toes with your pets. We ask that you not only invest in us, but invest in your pets. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question. So if I'm a pet owner and I, want to look at the data that the collar's collecting, how do I do that? Is there an app, a website? There is. Okay.
Both. We do offer both. It's accessible on all devices, and it's also free, so there's no charge of that. It comes with the collar, and then the website as well. You'll be able to find all the details, finances, markups, contacts, details.
When you were planning it, have you considered the cost of developing the app and the website into that?
Yes, so we did come up with a website that was free. We found a little website making thing. App-wise, also free. Advertising is also free. We are using social media and word of mouth, just kind of getting into that pet ownership atmosphere and just spreading that word. And it being a new product, we do have to rely on social media and kind of getting our own product out ourselves. And like I said, word of mouth to help out with that.
Great idea you came up with.
Oh, I did.
So what about different dogs? Obviously, is it waterproof?
Yes.
Yes.
Dog swims. Okay. Number 2 question I have is, I have a dog with a lot of hair, and the shock collar sometimes doesn't work. So how would it? Like if you have a husky, it's got all that hair. Would it still do the heartbeat?
Yeah, so it comes in multiple sizes. So with that hair, the chip is in the collar,
And
and
then there's a bit of a sensor, similar to an Apple Watch where it has like that sensor that goes right up against your skin. All you would have to do is kind of part your dog's fur a little bit, and then it'll sit right in there.
yes, ma'am.
Are most of your sales coming from the store, or do you have a website presence where you're going to sell on the web?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any more questions?
Thank you so much.
Davin's on top of it. Is that important?
I guess this is. That's totally different. So this is what I
Where's the clicker? That's up there. Right there. Right here? Just click this, go to the next one. I don't know how you do it like this. It's probably this. Yeah. What are you pointing? I think you pointed at the thing. She said you pointed at the thing. Well, we don't have the top. We'll figure it out. Cool. Hello all, thank you all for coming out today. My name is JD Robinson. I'm the CEO of Roll Free. Here at Roll Free, our slogan is live your life pain free with Roll Free. Our proposal here to the investors, we're asking for $175,000 for 10% ownership in our company. You might be thinking to yourself, what is Roll Free? Roll Free is a portable foam roller attachment that is meant to fit around your portable water bottle. Our product acts and has the same effects as a quote-unquote normal foam roller. Our attachment is designed to fit snugly and tightly around your water bottle. The attachment will go around here, and then we have a Velcro that will start from the middle and go all the way around to keep it safely and tightly secured. The grooves that we will put on the attachment that goes around your water bottle act and look the exact same that you would have on a normal size foam roller that you see in gyms, sporting teams, players, and just active people use them in general. Going down, how does Roll Free work? Well, again, to elaborate on it, it is a portable foam roller, which makes it different from other companies and other products that have been on the market before. Users will, again, connect the Roll Free attachment to the outside of the water bottle. For the water bottles and art attachments, the sizes will differ. So you can have a bigger water bottle, smaller water bottle, but the attachments will vary for size to make it a tight fit for that one. Again, the attachment needs to be tightly and safely secured because if it's rolling around when the athlete or person is rolling on the foam roller, it might fall off and not have the same effects. I'm rolling down to the next page. I'm going to give a demonstration first, just to get some background on what a normal foam roller is. They come in this size. They're not too heavy. Some can be a little bigger, some can be a little shorter, some are even not even as wide as this. You can use it for different parts of your body, from the toes to the top of your head. Trevor's going to come here And it's going to do a quick demonstration of how you use one of these. So Trevor is a baseball player. He's having pain on his right leg and his hamstring area. Trevor's going to go back and forth, pushing himself up front and coming back, really focusing on the stretch going from his toes, going up to his stomach. And once Trevor's done with that, he'll stand back up. The way that our product is different from others is because as an athlete, I'm always on the go. I'm going from class to class, and in between, I'm going to the lunchroom and going to the gym, go get a workout in, and then just run it right back to practice. The biggest thing with the long season is longevity. You want to keep yourself healthy and being able to be healthy, keep yourself fit for longer. But the biggest problem I've found with these big foam rollers is if I'm going to English class, I have my book bag on, I'm carrying it with me, and then I have my water bottle in my other hand. My hands are full, and then once I go and sit down in my class, crowded students around me, I don't have much room to put all the gear that I have with me. So for this idea, we're killing two birds with one stone by having a portable foam roller and the water bottle with you. I don't have the finished product here with me today, but I brought some items, and hopefully we can use our imagination to see what this would look like. Obviously, this is a water bottle, and I'm going to take this small towel, and I'll fold it up like this, and this will act as the attachment that you're going to put around your water bottle. So I'll go like this, and I'll tighten it around, and then I have a laundry loop that we use for baseball here on campus, and it's going to act as the Velcro strap. So I'm going to hopefully not drop it, put it through. Now this is what a very prototypical type of what our product would look like. Now the Trevor's going to come back out here. I would have him attempt to roll out on it just like he did on the other one, but he might end up cutting his leg or something on the grooves here. But Trevor would do the same thing. He has hamstring pain, he would get down, and he would put it here, and he would go back and forth, really focus on the squeeze going up from the toes to the stomach. That's basically what the foam roller is and how it differentiates between a normal size one and having two in one here with you. Benefits are roll-free. It improves mobility, just like this one would, but it's portable, it's small, you can carry it everywhere you go. Being mobile just helps you in your everyday life. When you wake up and you go to sleep, if you're performing out in the ball field or the gym, your performance will go up higher. It improves physical health. Of course, if we're feeling good as people, athletes, our day is going to get better, and we're just going to be feeling great, going from place to place, activity to activity, and doing task to task. It reduces stress. I personally believe that if you feel good, you play good, and in this thing, if I'm going from class to class and I'm feeling good, well, I'm going to do well in school as well. So it reduces stress. It improves muscle recovery, obviously. When you go and play sports or lift, you're breaking down your muscles, and then they need time to recover so you can get growth. That goes hand in hand with mobility. It improves posture, just like if we're using it to roll out our low back, our legs. It's going to straighten up the spine, and the muscles around it keep you relaxed, stand up taller, and have better posture. And lastly, performance. I mean, that goes hand in hand with all these. I'm going to hand it down to my colleague Trevor now.
Hi, my name is Trevor Smith, and I am the operations manager. In this slide, I will be talking about the materials that we will be using for foam roll or for roll free. One of the materials in roll free would be the foam that would go around the bottle. That would be used for the roller, and then we have aluminum for the bottle, and then we also will have the straps, and that will be there'll be Velcro straps, and then we'll have rubber on the bottle, so it's not all aluminum all the way around. And for the fabrics, we would have polyester and leather. And then for the long-term plan, we would like for our product, Roll Free, to get into all sporting retail stores for sales. And we'd also like to improve on sales in digital space, making Roll Free accessible to buy, like on Amazon and online stores. And we'd also like to get our product in use by like college athletes, even professional athletes if possible, and just making it available for anyone that's active in any type of activities, going from yoga to football or anything. But that's it. Thank you, guys.
Hello, my name is Quinn Coleman, and I'm the marketing manager. Now, as I said, as they said previously, Wolfree is a great product. I mean, I'm even sure business people have all played sports or have stress in their lives because of running a business. And keeping yourself healthy and being able to move throughout a day without the stress of feeling your shoulders tightened or your hamstrings tightened or anything else is great. We would like to sell to about 173 million people in the U.S. as by Harvard law, the not Harvard, the Harvard School, 15 to 55 is the basis range where you can provide for yourself and stay healthy in both ways. So 173 million people wouldn't seem like that a lot because everybody wants to stay healthy. Everybody wants to live long, healthy lives and not have to deal with the stress of being conflicted with tension and muscle aches and everything else that comes along with getting older. Now, it's not for any gender, race, or sex. It doesn't matter what you are. You can be whatever you want to be. It just matters that you want to stay healthy. Now, our biggest competition is Mobot. They're a very big company. They have brand deals with Oprah Magazine, famous celebrities, mainly the DJ from Ellen DeGeneres, um, other countless deals that they gather, and basically they're very big and they're trusted, but they sell a lot of products and they're very high and cheap. I mean, very high and expensive. A lot of families cannot afford $59 to just go out and buy one thing. Like, yeah, it's only a one-time purchase, but that's taking money away from things that they could be spending on. Other competitor is Sleep Strap, and while they offer smaller bottles and more expensive, I mean more cheap, they don't offer as many options as we do as far as giving you a large water bottle. They only have one size fits all. Versus we give you smaller for smaller people, bigger people. It doesn't matter what size you can be. We'll give you an option that will fit you in your life. Now, we plan to sell this for about an average of $45.99. Our biggest ones will go more towards $55.99, which is comparatively cheaper than $59, which is almost $60 that you're spending. And our smallest ones will go for about $35.99, which is much cheaper than $39, $39.99. And also, sleeve straps, $36.99. And I will turn it over to our financial.
Good afternoon. I'm Clay Clark. I'm the financial manager of the company. So Roll Free, it's a great product, and it's going to be available for a lot of college athletes. And one of the benefits of being a college athlete is it's a tight-knit community. Being in a tight-knit community here in Virginia Wesleyan, knowing all the guys on other sports teams and the females on other sports teams as well, we can spread our product around to help them stay healthy. Another benefit is our location. Being in 757, as you can see on the little map here, there's plenty of cities in the area for us to sell to, so we can be pretty locally owned and operated as we start out to get our business to pick up, and then eventually, spread across the state, get up into Maryland, all those places. So that'd be great as well. And then for the athletes, a lot of great athletes come out of this area. Allen Iverson, Michael Vick. Imagine if those guys had Roll Free with them, they would have been, great at recovering and maybe even better athletes. And as you can see here, we have our salary projection and our break-even point. I'm not going to touch too much into that as that's in our business plan. But yeah, I'm going to hand it. Oh, actually, one more thing: our location here in Virginia Beach. That's going to help us just provide great access to everybody in the area and sell our product. I'm going to hand it over to Chris here.
How y'all doing? My name is Christopher Williams. I'm the human resource manager for the business. I'm just going to give a brief overview of the SWOT analysis. So here, starting with the threats, our biggest competitor is Mobot and Sweatstrap. Sweet Strap. They are established business already. They already got a reputation, got customers. So, and another thing is we got to deal with the inflation rate. Our weaknesses are we are a new business. We starting from the ground up. We still haven't established ourselves yet, but that's all part of the process, and we're going to be all right. As far as opportunities, we do have a projected sales of increased sales during the months where athletes are in season, like football, baseball, soccer. Because this will be a good investment for those athletes, as we have injuries, and it'll be a good investment on their parts. Strengths, I got those mixed up, but strengths is we have a good market to sell to. We can sell to professional athletes, college athletes, little leagues, basically anyone can use our product. Another strength is we have a strong team. We all have various skills and talents. They all have bring their own sort of thing to the table. So that makes us pretty strong, strong team. We're dedicated. So as far as the executive summary, we are dedicated to success. And what's a business without our customers? We are dedicated to quality service to you all, which is why we put in 15% of our profits back into the business. That 15% goes to improving on our old products, creating new products, building more storefronts, hiring people to manage those storefronts, improving upon manufacturing, marketing, replenishing stock, and all that. So it's all dedicated for you guys' benefits. So if you believe in us, we won't let you guys down. With that said, I hope you enjoy the presentation and come roll with us.
I love the idea, but how is the Velcro? How's the Velcro gonna? You didn't let Trevor roll on that because you didn't want to bang him on the buckle thing. So how is your Velcro strap gonna work? So I don't get a bruise on the overlap.
Well, the Velcro, it's not gonna have. It's all gonna be one size fit, so it'll be flat. There's not gonna be ridges, or in this case, a buckle on it.
Okay.
So it'll just slightly go over the attachment, and it's flat. So if you rolled your hand on it, put something on it, you wouldn't feel anything. It'd be smooth as silk. It'd be good.
Love the idea.
Thank you.
So you mentioned the athletes doing that at 75%. Have you guys considered the NIL rules with college athletes and how you might market towards them?
I mean, that's huge. The more we can get our product out to our target market, which is athletes, it's better for us. We get more publicity, and the athlete will benefit from it. And then if they're saying they love it at their university, maybe they'll say it's their teammates or teammates of somebody else, and it's all one cycle, and it keeps them moving along. So that's definitely a possibility and something we look into.
How much is okay? Go for it. How much does it cost, and how much you sell it for?
That'd be
So the average cost is about $45.99. We got that from basing it upon Sleet Strap and Mobot and how much it would cost us to make the product, which is about $12.50 for the smaller ones and $17.50 for the bigger ones. So we averaged that out and figured that because of the income that we're trying to look for, which is everyday people like y'all and even athletes, we want y'all to be able to afford a product that can keep you healthy and live longer lives and healthier lives.
so.
Is the product supposed to fit on every water bottle?
Yeah, we have just like the Mobot company. They have one size fits all, or they design it for one fit. So if you have one water bottle, it'll fit on it, but the top part might be off of the bottom. So yes, we're gonna try to market ones where they'll fit different ones, but they'll fit correctly and they'll work for the best.
Are you gonna design your own water bottle? Because most water bottles are plastic or steel. How are you gonna make sure that it can support the weight of the athlete as well as make sure that the entire product fits securely and will fit almost every single type of water bottle there is, and make sure that it can support the weight?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. To be honest, it's not practical if it's just like a water bottle like that gentleman has. I mean, it's plastic. If you even touch on it, it'll crumble. That's why our target market is more towards the hard outside water bottles just like this. And that's basically who we're selling, what we want to sell. And because it's not practical if we use something like that. And if it's too small, most people's legs are just not that tiny, so it might not fit, and it's just not practical, and it just won't be functional for what the customer is trying to use it for.
Are you going to be making your own water bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
what the aluminum goes into. We make our own water bottles to make sure that they fit correctly in circumstances, so that we know that what we're giving our customers is our product, and we're giving them what we would use in our daily lives.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank y'all.
Hi, I am Rachel Cody. I am the CMO here. Just want to say thank you guys all for coming today. We all know that students do not have that much extra time on their hands. I'm sure a lot of us are all students here, so many of us would understand. So why make notes an extra burden for our classes? With NotePen, we hope to make note taking, we hope to take it off your hands a little bit, ease it a little bit.
Hello, I'm Lauren Hendricks. I am the CEO. Our mission is to revolutionize the world of note taking and encourage organization and innovation by providing the best of both worlds when writing and typing notes. Most of our lives, we have all been students in one way or another. We have all forgotten our notes when we needed them. The NotePen allows you to have 2 copies of your notes without the hassle of writing them twice. The NotePen is a pack of 4 pens with different colors for each class. The pens scan what the user is writing into a document connected to the user's laptop. Our services will stand out against the competition. Our website is quick and clear to understand. It also gives the audience a plethora of options and deals they cannot refuse.
Okay, so our location, we found a warehouse in Hampton, but we're not going to have a storefront. It's going to be online only. So location doesn't really matter. We found it for $31.66 a month. Our target market, we are hoping to advertise mainly to students around the ages of 18 to 24 starting off, and then in the future we hope to bring it to like high school age, maybe like 9th grade starting up. The target market for that was about 74 plus million, just students that are 18 to 24 starting out. But then we know that not everybody will be able to afford it because it is a pen. So we did the target market for household with students that are 100K and above the income, and that was almost 50% of our original target market, so about 50% of the 74 plus million.
How y'all doing? My name is Xavier. I'm the products manager, but since we're friends, you guys can call me Z. Market segmentation is looking at your pool of potential customers and segmenting them or grouping them based on similarities. Market segmentation helps us determine the best way to deliver our product to the desired target market and increase our company's overall efficiency by allowing us to allocate the necessary resources that will produce the most profit. The different types of market segmentation are demographic, which is the structural makeup of a target market, firmographic, which are the demographics of a specific organization. So for us, in our company specifically, it is the pen market breakdown. The psychographic, which are the interests, activities, and opinions of our target market. We in NoPen, we're all college students, so we believe we have like a little bit of insider information when it comes to this one. And behavioral, which is basically how our target market may engage and behave with a brand, especially with college students. What they engage in is constantly changing, but what appeals to college students remains consistent. They love a convenient and easy, accessible brands that are quick and can make their lives like easier because they got a million stuff going on, so they just want something quick and easy. And we believe our product can do this. And the last one is a geographical makeup of a target market. The market segmentation our group will focus on is firmographic segmentation and behavioral segmentation, as we believe these are the segmentations that will help us understand the market we're operating in and offer the most room for innovation and new products like ours.
Hi, my name is Maya Young. I'm the Human Resource Manager. So right now I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis a little bit. We obviously are going to have some strengths, some weaknesses, and everything going into the business starting off. So I would like to start off with our strengths. We have the college experience. Like we said, most of us or all of us are students right now. So to have that experience of taking notes, and everyone says that writing notes down first takes in the information more. So you still get that ability to do that, also getting them into a document, at the same time. And then we're young, so our drive and our energy is pretty nice going into it. We have a lot of motivation and determination to get the business going a lot more. And then we're gonna have some weaknesses, like I said, we were young is our strength, but being young is also our weakness because we haven't really started a business before. So it's obviously gonna take some time to get us there and get through the process of the business. And it is a technology product. So technology is we have to find the right people to help produce the product and get everything going to make sure it's operating correctly for everybody to maneuver through it and make sure it's easy to understand. Also, the product that we have is not it's not a singular product. It's going to be grouped when you buy it. So it comes in a package of 4 pens instead of just buying one individual pen. Also, we have some great opportunities. So the geographical, there are a lot of people in Virginia. A lot of people. Virginia is a high populated state, so there will be a lot of people that will be able to offer and get our product out to, and a lot of students because there are a lot of colleges and community colleges in Virginia, and then we'll be able to take it out to Maryland and just the DMV area, and then expand through that. Also, we have a large target market, like I already stated before. There are a lot of college students all over the country and everywhere, so I think this will be a really good opportunity for them to use that. And then this is a more technological advanced world that we have now, so everything is a lot more advanced than it was back when technology wasn't a big thing, before like the iPhone and everything was invented. So I think that this will be it won't be a big step to have that happen for us because there are some people already working on that. So I will take that competition side back to my friend Z here.
I'm back. So with our product, there's only two main competitors in our field: Apple with their Apple Pencil and NeoLab with their Neo Smart Pen 2. Everybody know Apple, bro. Everybody probably got an iPhone in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really bumps with Android. So what's good about Apple is it's easy and simple to use while still being technologically innovative as their other competitors. And Apple is, I guess the word you call it is they're aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people get hooked in their products and don't want to stray away just because of the feel or the look. I know when I'm texting somebody with green, it don't look right. A weakness that Apple has is their products are incredibly pricey and not everyone could afford them. And our other competitor, NeoLab, a strength they have is they incorporate technology that hasn't really been tapped into yet. But a weakness they have is you can only write their product on their Neo notebook, which is basically like a electronic surface. So it creates an additional annoying like extra purchase for the customer. We at NotePen hope to adopt the strengths of both Apple and NeoPen and NeoLab and learn from their weaknesses. We use innovative untapped technology like NeoPen, but you can use our pen to write on any surface, so it eliminates the need for any annoying extra purchases. And like Apple, we're trying to create an aesthetically pleasing device to get our customers hooked and to get our people to want to come back and use our product. And the product is fairly simple and easy to use, but our product is more cost effective than Apple, so more people will be able to afford it. With this mindset, we think our product can be both unique and successful.
So for our business and our product, we really want to get our name out there for people to know who we are. And so we want to heavily advertise with the use of social media. And so as you can see here, we have a Facebook, which is called NotePen. We have also Instagram, which is the .note.pen. And we also have a Twitter, which is NotePen. And we want to also plan to visit various local campuses, such as here at Virginia Wesleyan, Norfolk State University, Old Dominion University. We want to just set up the display of our product to allow students to try it out for themselves. And we will also use and distribute each of our business cards so that everyone can just get to know who we are as well. We will also package our product in a sleek and rectangular box so that our logo is just displayed on the front cover, and the order's description will also be shown on the back. And so for our strategy and implementation, we obviously have to open doors for our business, and that goes with steps as well. So for our first step, which is most important, we have to create bylaws. For our second step, we have to line up a board of directors. And for our third step, we have to make personnel decisions as a whole business. Our most crucial planning method that we will utilize is the strategic planning process. Most businesses nowadays use that process. It gives us just a high level overview of the entire industry as a whole, and it will also help us determine our goals and objectives for our business, and it also helped us set out a mission statement as well. So, and I'm gonna hand it over to Noah or Maya.
Sorry, guys. It's me. I'm back. Okay. We obviously are gonna have a list of milestones that we're gonna base our business growing off of. So, our first one is developing our business model, the NotePen, to make it better over the course of like the growth of the business itself. So we just want to make sure that everything that we are producing and everything that is going through like the production process is correct, and it's helping not just us make the money for our business, but also make everything easier for the college student life. Also, we want repeat clients. So like if someone buys a pen for their kid, and then we want our business to grow so much that like their kids has our pen also like in their mind growing up or whatever. So then we also we want clients to buy the pen. Customers keep the business going. So that's what we want. Based off, we don't have a store, but we do have a website that we're going to be selling, and it's going to be really easy to maneuver and everything and get going. Also, we want to gain authority in the industry. So we want to achieve this by making a decent profit. So like our competitors, obviously Apple in the Neo Lab, they already have their business going, but we want to be able to achieve and take, like I said, the authority of the industry, of the note, like the pen stylist kind of industry, and go from there and make it better throughout the years.
Hello, my name is Noah McBride. I'm the financial manager of NotePen, and yeah, just going off of what my coworker said, we're really trying to push the development for our pen as we like step into a world where technology becomes more important and a bigger part of our lives. We're really trying to see how that could play into school and how it could benefit a college student's life, basically. But I'm here to talk about numbers. So here are our startup expenses. In the first one, we're asking for a $200,000 loan up front. So yeah. And then here's our determining startup capital. Yeah. And then here's our cash flow. And then our projected income statement. Sorry, it was really big. It's hard to get on the slides. But we have the chart on the next slide. Yeah. And then we have the balance sheet. And then we have the sales forecast. So in order for our company to break even, we need to sell at least 432 units, which is about $129,600 in total profit. We are projected to break even in around August 2024, and we are selling these in a pack of 4. So our profit margin is about 27%, and that's based on our competition and then our production costs.
Questions?
That's it.
Okay, so my question, first question would be, you kind of started off by saying, you'll have 2 copies of each of the things that you make, I believe, something like that. So, assuming there's a digital copy based off of what you write with the pen.
Yes.
So, is there like a physical manifestation of the writing, like with ink?
Yes. So
okay, so and it can be written on anything, regular paper,
Yes.
whatever.
It can be written on any type of surface.
You could write on a pillow with ink and
And
as
it
long
would
as
go
it can
right
press
on
down.
that document. As long as you got it. Yes.
I noticed your target audience is students 18 to 24.
Yes, ma'am.
And it said the salary is 100K.
Yes.
Is that the average starting salary out of college?
No, we were talking about the household. So like where they're coming from, the household from them.
So that's the students, but the household is 100K.
The household's 100K. Yes, ma'am. Any other questions?
Thank you. Is this
Yes.
gonna be a price?
Yes.
Okay. Is it gonna be how are you gonna work around the connections of wages?
We're gonna see what our product is like when it comes out, and we'll work on it on them.
Good answer.
This is a great business conference, man.
Hi, everyone. First, I just want to say thank you for coming. And also, how many of you own a dog? I do. We all do, actually, as you can see. And if you're anything like us, you want to spend all of your time with your dog. You want to be home 24/7 with your furry friend. But that's not very likely because you're busy. Life gets busy. You have work, practice, school, class. And even if you are home, you still have to work. You have schoolwork that you have to do. You have to cook, clean, yard work. And we know that it's a hassle. When you're at home, starting a new assignment, a new task, and your dog scratches or barks at the door to go outside. And you have to put down everything in that minute to go let your dog outside. Our product, Common Door, will help solve that.
So a little bit about our product. It is a microchipped embedded collar, and that is how the door will operate. We also have an app that you can use to lock and unlock the door. And so for the door, you just use the collar and it will activate the doggy door. If you're like having a cookout and you want to leave your dog inside, I mean, they can still use it as well. We do have a $75 installation fee. Our product is $250. We have 2 dog door sizes, small and medium. And also, if you buy more than 1 dog collar or more than 1 dog door, the installation fee is waived.
Hi guys, I am Michaela Jones, the marketing manager, and how our product works. The door itself have our waterproof collar sensor placed on both sides, allowing the microchip embedded collar to activate the automatic door when your dog approaches with the collar on. But with our app, having 2 modes, it allows you to control your door and when you want it to be operated. Mode 1 is private mode. Your door will be on fully lockdown, and when your dog approaches it, it will sense the embedded chip and give you a notification from your app telling you, do you want, like giving your consent if you want your door open or keeping your door locked.
Good afternoon. My name is Quincy Marshall. I am the executive manager. We at Common Door promise to provide a protective and easy to access pet door for you and your pets. Your pet's safety and well-being will always be our top and main priority. Commodore will provide a collar connected to the doggy door, which will give customers the ease of mind and also give customers hands-on control and know what comes in and out of their homes.
So we plan to advertise to people that is 25 and older, also pet owners, of course, and house owners as well. We want to target those especially because they are more likely to afford our product, and the house will give it your dog easy access to to go to the yard, and pet owners because the product is for the pets. Um, Before we averaged out our exact target market, it was like we could sell to at least 400 million people. After averaging it down, it ended up being over 200 million for our target market number.
Next one. Next one. Where to find us? This is our address. We plan to be open on Mondays through Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then Fridays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Um, so, like we said previously, our product will be sold for $325 with a $75 installation fee. Our product cost of manufacturing is $200, so we're making a $125 profit off of each unit sold. In January, we will sell 15 units and make $4,875, with the cost of manufacturing being $3,000. We make $1,875 in January alone. That's our first month starting out. In December, we'll sell 52 units. Our profits and sales throughout the year, selling 52 units in December, making $16,900 total, and a gross profit of $6,500. We see a rapid increase in sales in later months during the year towards holidays such as Christmas, because a lot of people are getting pets for Christmas. So around November, December, January, those months spike. Annually, we will sell 321 units. That number allows us to make a total of $43,000 profit. We plan to break even on May of our second year, so after a year and 5 months, we will make back all the money that we spent. And we plan on asking for $50,000 at 10% interest to start up and fund our business in the future as well.
Hi, my name is Bianca Florido. I'm the Human Resources Manager, and I take care of the SWOT analysis. And as the acronym states, every company has its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Our strengths is that even though we are a new company, there aren't as many brands and companies that are producing the same type of technology that we are. A few companies tend to put the chips in their animals, and with us, we have the chip on the collar rather than placing it in the animal, which is less invasive and less harmful to our pets, because we don't really want to hurt them. Our weaknesses are that we are a new company, so it will be hard to set our product out there, but with our marketing, especially that it will be free, it will be easier to get our name out there. As well as the fact that we do have competitive prices, as we are selling our products for $250 with a $75 installation fee, while other companies tend to sell within the 300s, 400s and counting. There will be a storefront along with the website to reach more customers rather than just in the Virginia Beach or Norfolk area, which will give us a greater span of customers. And the salary will be $12 an hour for everyone in the company will be receiving the same salary. We will be having future adjustments as we go along with the manufacturing and production, such as on the doors, you will be able to use the application on your phones to send noises such as squeaky toys, whistling noises to alert your dog to come back inside the house, as well as special noises specifically to let you as the owner know when your dog is going in or out of the house.
And another difference from our competitors is that Chewy has a dog door on their website, but it's remote activated, and ours is Wi-Fi activated, so you could be anywhere. Like at work, you can unlock the door, but for their product, you have to be pretty close for it to work. Our company is a pet-friendly organization for all dogs and sizes. We would like to franchise our company to be for all pets. In the future, placing products in stores like PetSmart, Amazon, Petco. We intend to provide customers with an enjoyable experience as well to deliver them a great product. We plan to customize dog doors in the future with different colors, different designs as well, and just make it easier to call your dog inside by adding maybe like a squeaky noise toy to the app, so they kind of get their attention that it's time to come back.
Thank you. Any questions?
Will it work on my cat?
We plan in the future to advertise to other animals because dogs are usually bigger than most cats. So we'll have different size doors, and especially if you do have like a cat that goes in and out, we plan on branching off to different animals such as cats, ferrets, other animals like that.
What's the dog's name?
So in the future, we do plan on varying the sizes to small, medium, and large. For dogs, at least, we'll have different sizes for cats and other animals in the future too. The smallest size would stick with the current price of $250 purchasing, and then a $75 installation fee. And then it would grow as the size increases for the size of the door.
Well, we do plan to have a website that they can buy from if we are closed or if they just don't live close to us. But we also believe that we don't want to overwork our employees, so it would be good to just give them 2 days to rest, relax. We want our employees to come with a positive attitude.
Also allowing them for weekends for us to stay open later on weekends because most people won't be working then.
So you said that it's $250 fee for the actual thing itself and $75 installation fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you justify that to people? Like, what's kind of the selling point for this $300? Like, how do you justify that to people who would rather just go out and just walk with their pets and time with their pets? Just make sure it's safe.
Well, because not everyone is going to be at home with their pet constantly. If their pet has to use the bathroom while they're at work, they don't want to come home and just see that their pet has used the bathroom inside. It allows them to go out whenever they have to go. Yeah.
And also for like dog owners, like elderly dog owners, want to go for a walk or go for a long walk. So it kind of gives them that option instead of having to get up and down, they can just use the app.
It also allows for your house to be more secure than a normal dog door, which anything can get in or out. Other animals, where I live at least, there's a lot of other animals like skunks, other dogs or cats that could easily get through a dog door, which has also been a problem with me. So having this dog door, which locks when your animal isn't around it, allows your house to become secure. Anything else?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the groups that presented today, and thank you, judges. I am going to leave you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger. You will find out the results of your team's winnings on Friday. So be here Friday to find out if you win. And of course, more information will be your way. At this time, we do have about 13 to 14 minutes left. So if there were any questions that the judges did have that they didn't get a chance to ask towards the very beginning, towards any of the groups seated, you do have a few moments to ask them if you had any. Because I know, Miss Melissa, you did have a question.
I'm sure it was brilliant, but now I can't.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, so I will give them a brief time to ask you guys any questions, but if not, I will be back to wrap things up. Yes, we do have a presentation going on at 2:30 if you would like to stay. It is going to be Miss Linda Peck here, and she's going to be giving a presentation on the Greater Norfolk Corporation. So I suggest you all stay and get a little more information about that. But again, if there were no questions, did you all have any questions of such? Yes, dear.
Actually, I'm going to be talking about the Greater Norfolk spin-off called the Norfolk Innovation Corridor.
Okay.
So it's a little more innovative and
See a direct correlation here.
Hello and welcome to the Marlin Business Conference, Commerce Reimagined. Today we are at day 3 and we have guest speaker Linda Peck here to speak. She is from the Greater Norfolk Innovation Center.
Greater Norfolk Corporation.
And she's coming to talk to you about the Norfolk Innovation Corridor. She's the executive director, so she's going to give us a lot of inside information and a little bit of background about herself, hopefully. So without further ado, I'll give her the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mackenzie. Can everybody hear me okay? It's so nice to be here. I really appreciate it. I'm honored that you asked me, especially to come and talk about Commerce Reimagined. I can't imagine a better topic after this, well, we're still in an endemic, it looks like. But anyway, I wanted to give an introduction about myself because I think, I don't know, my background is so different. You know, most people have a career background that starts sort of like dots. You know, you're a junior analyst and you're a senior analyst and you're a assistant VP, da da da, and it kind of does this straight line up. Well, that's not me at all. So, when I went to Penn, I was an English major, and as an English major, I got to tell you, I have never been asked to write an email in iambic pentameter. In fact, I've never even heard that word other than my crossword puzzles. So what did I do after becoming an English major? I went to the Philadelphia Orchestra where I was corporate and foundation fundraising. Keep that in the back of your head, corporate and foundation fundraising. After a few years there, I decided I'd like to earn a little more money. So I went to Columbia Business School. I majored in corporate finance, and I got a very lucrative job coming out in Manhattan with GE Capital. And these were the years of the LBOs and big money. And I liked it for 2 years until I didn't. And why? Because one day I was in the shower, and I'm not going to get too graphic, but I said, you know, I am never going to be excellent at this job. Why? I was good, my skills were good, but I wasn't passionate about it. I wasn't thinking, well, how am I going to restructure this deal when I'm in the shower? When I was on vacation, I didn't want to read Fortune and Forbes. I wanted to read classic fiction or whatnot. So I said, I will be good, but I'll never be great. So then I sort of had a conundrum. Like, what do you do now? You've got an MBA from a prominent school. And so I was talking to a friend, and she said, well, you love to teach, and you have this financial background. Why don't you put it together? Good idea, but what does that mean? So amazingly, and there's a great Jewish word, it's called beshert. Beshert means it's meant to be. I get a call, believe it or not, from a friend of mine who says, will you come to our middle school and teach our kids about the stock market? So what are the chances of that? So it's like, yeah, sure, why not? So I come and I teach about the stock market. I fall in love with this. And 19 years after teaching middle school, I fall in love with teaching. I raised my kids. I had summer vacation. I loved the success of my kids. You know, everywhere I went, I was working. Like if I went to a museum, I'd be thinking, how can I put this in my classroom? When I was reading a book, I was like, I got to remember to tell this to my students. And the profession and the personal just kind of wove together. And I really loved it. And I met some great people. Whoops. So anyway, the middle school closed, and a group came to me and they said, will you help us start a school? Okay, I don't have a lot of experience in that, but you know, I think I can do it, and I know how to ask questions. So I started a girls' high school. I'm kind of standing right in the middle here. I started a girls' high school at a temple, and fast forward a few more years, I become the executive director of the temple, which actually has some financial issues. And now things are like, wow, these dots are kind of starting to work together. I'm doing fundraising, I'm overseeing a religious school, I'm doing marketing, PR programming. It's like, it all comes together. And I did that for about 10 years. And then I read this article. This is November 2020. I read this article in the paper about something called the Norfolk Innovation Corridor. And we're trying to make Norfolk the most resilient community in the country. I said, wow, this is really interesting. I'm going to call the person in the paper And I did, and I volunteered, and the next thing you know, I'm the executive director of the Norfolk Innovation Corridor. And it's the best job in the world. And so I love this quote from Stephen Jobs because I was talking about, connecting the dots. My dots are like, those paint and point things that the kids play. Like that was kind of my career. And Stephen Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. But when I look back, I see that everything fell together and I bring it all to my job. And the thing that I think is so special for me is the passion. And so all of my jobs, I think I had curiosity, integrity, collaborative spirit, and now I have a great job. So let me tell you what the Norfolk Innovation Corridor is. The Norfolk Innovation Corridor came out of a Greater Norfolk Corporation, which is a group of about 130 top business leaders in Norfolk, whose mission is to make Norfolk better, make it more competitive, improve the quality of life. And by the way, Dr. Miller is one of our board members. In fact, I found out that I got this job while I was in his office. That was really fun. So we're focusing on how to make our city better, the Greater Norfolk Corporation. And I love this quote from Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. If you want to build a world-class city, build a great university and wait 200 years. Well, the GNC is not going to wait around 200 years. We need to figure something out. We need to figure what we can do in a more immediate way. And we decide that they learned that the way to do it is to encourage the entrepreneurial ecosystem, which was why it was so fun to be here to listen to your Shark Tank. So what is an innovation district? It's first, let me give you the strategic principles. Basically, if you want your community to grow, you have to have talent. It's all about attracting, retaining talent. And one of the reasons we want to create this innovation corridor is because we want you, who we trained, to stay here. And I will tell you, as someone who went to Philadelphia and I went to New York and I had great success there, it's been great being back here. The other thing is that we can't just let the city, we have a Department of Economic Development in the city, we can't just let them do it by themselves. We all need to get together, the academic institutions, the medical institutions, the philanthropic institutions, the businesses. We are all together invested in making this city better. And the last one is all about STEM. Did you know that STEM jobs and technology earn on average about twice what the regular jobs do? So we need to diversify our economy beyond tourism and the port, and STEM is the way to go. So their studies led to this concept of an innovation district, which are popping over, about 100 in the country and some all over the world. So what is an innovation district? It's a dense hub of economic activity where you have innovation, entrepreneurship, creativity, and placemaking. They all intersect. So, and how do you get these innovators and entrepreneurs to come? Well, you have programs and places that make them want to come. It's physically compact, so you can walk and get there. It's transit accessible, it's wired, it's mixed use. And this concept provides a strong foundation for the creation and expansion of jobs, and it strengthens inclusive growth and equity across the area. So here's a little video about Innovation District, and let's see if I can make this work. It's real short. So as a Mac person, I just don't know what to press here. I would think it'd be enter. So I'm not the tech person of the tech corridor, but thank you. It's not sound. The sound's not on. There it is. No?
geography of innovation shifted.
He's so good. Let's give him a hand.
Should be able to. It's plugged in. Let's give it one more try. The geography. The geography of innovation is shifting. To find the innovative economy 20 years ago, a worker needed to drive to a secluded research park, work in isolation, and keep ideas secret. Today, proximity is everything. Workers want to be in urban places that are walkable, bikeable, hyper-caffeinated, where they can bump into other workers and share ideas. Firms also want to be close to other firms, research labs, and universities in collaborative spaces so that smart ideas can be turned into smart products for the market. Innovation districts are this century's productive geography. They are both competitive places and cool spaces, and they will transform your city and metropolis.
So you see the
geography.
The point of these are, I love this concept. It's called spontaneous collaborations. People get together, they brainstorm ideas, they connect. Let me introduce you to this one or whatnot, and it takes innovation to the next level, which turns into jobs and businesses and then economic growth. So, for instance, a wonderful innovation district is in Cortex, St. Louis, and look at these numbers. In 2018, the Cortex had an influence of $1 billion. In the region, it was $2 billion. $950 million plus of investments in the neighborhoods. It brings the neighborhoods up. I think it's really, really exciting. So just to let you know, the NIC started in 2017. They created a technology zone, which are the areas highlighted in pink. And by having it as a technology zone, certain technology companies qualified for some tax incentives, trying to get them to come here and make it a more dense population. And then the city council approved it. And then, like I mentioned, it launched in November 2022 with the goals of encouraging the growth in entrepreneurship, attracting companies, retaining our workforce, and really providing 21st century career opportunities. Although note the date, November 2022? I'm sorry, actually that's a typo, 2020. Big typo. So anyway, we examined our inventory of assets within the footprint of this, and we saw, wow, we have a lot of education and medical institutions here, and these provide an attractive means for an educated workforce, and the partnership leads to collaborative efforts. It could lead to R&D money. And then we have innovation districts also have what are called innovation assets. So they have incubators and accelerators that help these young companies start up with learning how to do a pitch, which you guys already know how to do. You could teach now. And it introduces them to customers, capital, and mentors. And so we have all these innovation assets. I'm going to skip that video. Innovation districts also have, they're very wired. They really need fast internet. And we are excited that we are creating a Southside fiber ring that's going to connect to these transatlantic cables. And we have the introduction of Metronet. We're going to have some of the fastest broadband in the area. So what is our competitive advantage? When we looked at our inventory of assets, we felt that we focus on resilient product, services, and technologies, and addressing specifically combating sea level rise, combating cybersecurity breaches, supply chain disruptions, and population health. And so when many people think of resilience, they think of sea level rise, adjusting to sea level rise, but we see it as adapting to menaces that kind of hold you back from the optimal functioning. And our goal is to become the most resilient city in the country. And we certainly are sitting here at this existential threat of sea level rise. We're perfectly poised to do this. But the other thing you need for an innovation district is they call it placemaking. You have to have an area where these high-tech people, these skilled people want to live. And so you'll notice that the Norfolk Innovation Corridor, the tech zone, is along this orange line, which is the Elizabeth River Trail. And the Elizabeth River Trail is one of these beautiful assets in our area. And we really call it the quality of life asset. And the ERT is in one of those elements of creating this vibrant place that people want to come to, and it cultivates a collision. You're biking with people, you're meeting them for a drink or whatnot. Also, to get these people to come here, you want the cultural attractions, and this is just a small sampling, but Norfolk really is the center of cultural attractions in the area. Innovation districts also want to make sure that you have access to economic opportunity through, not with cars, so you have multimodal ideas like we have the limes, we have the bikes, we have the tide, and now we're having electric vehicle charging stations. And one of the things that I think is the most important to me is, you might have heard, a rising tide lifts all boats. The idea is that we need to make sure that everyone has opportunity. And innovation districts are often downtown, and they often abut in these economically distressed areas, like the red areas. And so the goal is that as companies start up, as companies grow, that they're going to increase local job opportunities to help the unemployed and the minority and the disadvantaged. So now you can see one of the things McKinsey asked me to address is, what is it like working in a pandemic? Well, we launched in a pandemic, made it really hard. In fact, in 2 years, we just had our first in-person board meeting in January. Nobody had met each other except by Zoom. And it was funny because it's like, wow, you're taller. You had no idea. You didn't even know they had legs. So anyway, what did we do in the meantime? We had meetings by Zoom. We crafted a strategic plan. The committees came together and decided their purpose and their objectives and their short-term objectives and whatnot. We worked on promoting our brand, and this has been really fun to see, but we have some of these signs on the LED that we're on scope. But today I just saw us at EVMS, which was exciting. And then slowly, like I said, in January, we started having meetings. I started to be able to sit with these entrepreneurs. And we're having programs. For instance, we had our first Nick Unfiltered, a caffeinated collaboration series where we invited people to meet different entrepreneurs. In fact, yesterday, Pratik was in the news about a large expansion in the area, and he was also called out in the mayor's State of the City. We have a walk on the trail tomorrow. And so anyway, the NIC is dedicated to creating economic opportunity for all, fostering job creation, revitalizing our community. And you can see we've had these successes. I mean, these companies are growing, and as they're growing, they're building. This company just announced, the governor came down and announced, $5 million expansion, 92 new jobs. It's exactly what our goal was, and so this is a promising start. We also made international attention, the partnership, the Norfolk Innovation Corridor. It's a public-private partnership. Like I said at the beginning, we can't just depend on the city to do this by itself. We work together. And so we won gold at an international conference. And then one of our companies, Rise, is looking to, specifically working on solutions to sea level rise. And one of their companies came up with FloodMap. Ways helps you circumvent traffic. Well, now they put on top of it, and this is so important in downtown Norfolk, the flood, so you can know what streets, national attention. And then the Elizabeth River Project is doing this super cool Ryan Resilience Lab. They even have part of the building that floats, And it's really about learning to live with sea level rise. We're not going to change it, but we need to learn so they have a living coastline. And keep your eyes on this. This is going to be built soon. So anyway, what are my takeaways? I think it's really important to do well and take your classes, but you have no idea where maybe you do. I didn't know where my career was going to go. Like I said, I was like pointillism. I was all over the place. But I love this quote from an author, Wendy Mogul, from the book, The Blessing of the Skin Need. The most reliable predictors of adult success are not grades in high school or collegiate pedigree. They're the qualities that Daniel Coleman calls emotional intelligence. This is maybe something you've heard about in your classroom, but it's empathy, it's optimism, it's flexibility, a good sense of humor, the capacity to function as a team member, and a positive reaction to setbacks. And I got to tell you, if you didn't have this stuff during COVID, you were not doing well. I mean, you had to expect the unexpected, and as soon as you thought you knew something, the whole world was changing. But I think if you have humor and if you have a team and you have curiosity, I think you have really great opportunities. So anyway, that's my takeaway. Thank you so much for inviting me, and hope I said something interesting to you, and feel free to ask me any questions. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I thought it was wonderful. And I, too, was in the audience when Dr. Alexander city. And it was very, very favorable. But he didn't allude to, and I am interested in knowing what your feelings of it would be. Has Norfolk gone back to where it was pre-pandemic? I mean, even Kenny said, this is the first time we're together. And it was. And I think of the stories that we've been hearing, reading, and seeing, and the changing market, and people's place with where they are in their careers, etc. That there's empty office spaces. How are we doing it?
So just for people who can't hear, the question was, do you think that Norfolk is back to the pre-pandemic level? I don't have the facts and the statistics on that, but I would agree that we're not there yet. Some people have decided that they're not coming back to the office. And things are still closing down. A lot of things shut down, and company, especially restaurants and whatnot, they closed. So I don't think we're back yet, but forgive me for throwing this word out, but I think there's a resilience here, and I think we are poised to come back. Great question. Yes, ma'am.
What motivates you to do what you do?
Oh, gosh. First of all, true confessions, I want this Nick Innovation Corridor to succeed because I want my children to come back here. Okay? When I moved back from Philadelphia, I lived next door to my Bubby and Papa. That's how I called my grandparents. My other grandmother was in the building, and my parents were in the building across the way. That is a really cool way to raise your family. It's awesome. And I'm not just talking babysitters. That's really helpful. But my daughter is a CPA in Atlanta. That's a really vibrant city. How do I compete with Atlanta? Hopefully, our traffic's bad, but not like their traffic. And they don't have water. I mean, you got to drive a long time just to go jump in a lake. Who wants that? And my son just graduated from James Madison, and he started his career in Richmond. Okay, Richmond's great, better than when I grew up. But I need jobs. I need exciting companies for him to want to come back to. But these companies, so this SVT Robotics, about 4 or 5 years ago, he was in an incubator. That's kind of where you start and learn. He's almost a $100 million company now. He's amazing. And he's bringing Fortune 500 companies here to look and show them off, and they're loving this area. I mean, our quality of life is better. It's easier to buy property. So anyway, I think we're growing, and so I love the idea of making Norfolk better. I also personally love the idea of helping everybody. If we can bring jobs and lift up the minority community, especially like in Norfolk, we have the St. Paul's redevelopment. They were projects, and they've been there, and they're in the process of tearing them down and rebuilding something. But when we really rebuild them, we need to make sure we have jobs for these people. And I think we will all win when everybody has economic opportunity. And that's just what I love it. Another question?
Yeah, it was kind of like a two-parter. I know you tapped into a little bit about it when you were speaking about becoming the executive director, but like, what really was like that pushing factor? Like, was it the people that are around you that decided to keep you for the greater, like, the greater good? Did you just stick with the company because you're like, oh, I can make money? Or
Wait, so which job? I had lots of jobs.
so the one that you're in now as like the executive director, like what were the like pushing factors, or really the people that kept you in this job? Did you just work your way up there?
Well, no, it's a good point. I was actually executive director at this temple, and I kind of had done what I needed to do. I had set up, policies and procedures and an operating manual. I mean, my thing was, if I get hit by a bus, you should just, say, I'm sorry she got hit by a bus, but turn the page and operate your business. That's how business, in my opinion, needs to run. And the fact that all my new employees knew what they were doing, they didn't need me there. I mean, I took a 2-week trip to New Zealand, and I could do a couple minutes on my phone and run the company. So I was ready to do something more. So I volunteered for this, to work on a committee, and I loved what they did, and they saw that they could use my skills, especially with a startup. And then going back, I'd started a little school, so it was little. And then when I cleaned up this temple and helped to take them to the next level, those were skills that I could use. And then the other thing that's interesting, when I get a new business card, I might just call myself connector, because I really love connecting people. And I've been here a long time in the city. I went to school here. I have family. I'm relatively friendly and say hi to people. And I say, oh, did you know this one and that one? And it's really exciting to take advantage of those skills, especially to make my city better, because I live here. Yes, sir.
So I love like the Elizabeth River Trail area and downtown Norfolk and Granby Street area, but I know a lot of people have like commented just like on the safety of the area. I was wondering if the NSC has ever like touched upon that, talked about that, just like crime and safety aspects of things.
That is a huge issue, and unfortunately, it's not a Nick issue. It's not a Norfolk issue. It is our country's issue, and it's really horrible. So City Council is trying to address it, and they're coming up with ideas like, let's close the restaurants at 12, and maybe we need to wad people down, which they were supposed to do anyway. But that's like a Band-Aid, in my opinion. And there's another great book, If I Were in Charge of the World. Do you know this book by Judith Bors? It's the same woman who wrote Alexander and the Horrible, Very Bad, Terrible Day. So my famous quote is, if I were in charge of the world, I would pay all teachers $125,000 at starting. And can you imagine what kind of people we would get in education? And can you imagine what kind of lift we would get to the kids, and how they would feel, and how they would feel proud, and they would have opportunities and whatnot. And then maybe when someone spills your drink on you, you know how to talk about it, and you don't have to take out a gun and shoot people. For goodness sake, in Sacramento, they had that shooting 100 bullets. So it's a big problem. I don't have a funding source yet. I have an idea, but those are my ideas. And Mackenzie, to answer your other question, this is the kind of stuff I get to think about in my job. It's awesome. Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that reinvesting in the community will help with that? To pick back on this question, do you think that would help?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think people need jobs. I think people need health care. They need to feel a part of something and whatnot. And so it's really a huge problem. Yes, ma'am.
You spoke a lot about marketing and networking. Do you have any advice for the students on what's the best route for them to network? This is the time to do it, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's an excellent question. First of all, as you can tell, people love to talk about themselves, right? I mean, I'm sitting there yapping. She asked me to talk about the Nick. What did I do? 45 minutes on myself? No, but if you ask people, can you tell me how'd you get in your career? What do you think it needs? What does it take to be successful? Do you know anyone else I can talk to? I mean, don't be afraid. If someone gives you their number, call them. One thing I've noticed about people in your generation, it's like, oh, I'll text them. Don't be afraid to call them. They might not call you back, but pick up the phone. And if you go to a networking, believe it or not, I was so shy growing up. I was so shy. I didn't even talk until I moved to Manhattan, because if I didn't talk, I wouldn't get on the bus or I wouldn't get food. Like, you had to learn to talk. But, it's so rewarding to reach out. And most people want to help. And they're like, oh, I know someone, call this one. And so, by the way, I did leave my cards out there. So I am the connector. But feel free to take me up on that. But yeah, don't be afraid to call people. Don't be afraid to ask. And I think the other thing is, like, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say what, explain that. I'm not sure I caught that. Help me understand this, or what do I, ask for help. People love to give help, Yes, sir. You're talking to the wrong person, because I don't even I get baseball and football confused, because I'm in a book, and my son's like, oh my gosh, Mom, the Rams aren't playing the Dodgers. But I do know that with Military Circle, there are 3 proposals for redeveloping Military Circle. And I think 1 or 2 of them have a big arena, and with the possibility of getting that. So I'm sorry, I am completely sports illiterate, so I don't have a really good answer for that. But that would be good for my partner, because we partner with the city, and they're the ones who know. I'm sort of more focused on the entrepreneur and the Nick and this and that. Yes.
Is there any particular city that you're using as a template, or that you want to
Oh, that's a great idea. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? So I look at this Cortex. That's one of the best. I was fortunate to fly out to Cleveland. Now, so we have Centera and we have EVMS, and they have the Cleveland Clinic, which is one of the preeminent hospitals in the world. So there's a different, but you know what? They didn't have a downtown. Like, our downtown is fun. Like you said, it's walkable and this and that. And then I'm getting ready to go to Winston-Salem to check theirs out. So I look to see what are they doing, and where are they in their life cycle. Like, we're a baby, and by the way, for the Nick, I'm only quarter time. My other job is Greater Norfolk. So, I've been there 8 months, and what's that, 2 months? So I'm pretty proud. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Yes.
So what do you think currently are the largest obstacles that the company is facing right now?
Oh, great question. It's talent. And maybe you guys can help me understand. I don't understand the Great Resignation. Like, I can see. I don't know, how do you pay your bills if you're not working. That's why when I saw that, I misunderstood that, did you hear my question to one of you guys? Like, oh, there's a starting salary, $100,000 for all kids 18 to 24. It's like, wow, that's really good. But we're having trouble getting talent. And one of these gentlemen I mentioned to you is SVT Robotics, who's really grown leaps and bounds. His goal, and it's actually I'm adopting it too, is like, we need 10,000 software engineers to come here. Let's think about that. What would an addition of 10,000 software engineers do to our community? First of all, at SVT Robotics, the starting pay, and I don't even think these are the tech people, it's $115,000. It's good money, right? In a growing company. But these are people who are going to buy houses, send their kids to school, attend the arts, donate money, and make the community better. So I would love for us to be able to get more people here and get the word out. And we have an interesting word, which is stickiness. I think Norfolk has a stickiness. Like, when you think about, oh, where do I want to go? I want to go to, Pittsburgh, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Austin. Norfolk is not yet up there. But when you come to Norfolk and you're like, oh man, I can buy this house on the water for what? And you see that it's water everywhere and it's beautiful. We have a stickiness, and then they come and stay. So we have to figure out, how do we get them here in the first place? And when I have a marketing budget, which I'm working on, I want to get that word out there. Yes, sir.
Two questions, very quick. First one is, did you read Malcolm Gladwell's into references to the connection
Mm-hmm.
The second is, you mentioned it, was mentioned in the State of the City, and it was mentioned yesterday, we had a city senator, all about brain drain. And I don't know if people really know what that is. I didn't know until recently, because I've heard it so often and in a short period of time, that that's becoming an issue. When I think of brain drain, I think of West Virginia, and where people are so, I believe strongly this area is very attractive. I don't know if our students know.
Well, I was just going to say, how many of you would like, at this point, before I started speaking, okay, how many of you thought about staying here? And how many of you thought about leaving? So that's the brain drain. The brain drain is we train you and you leave, which I understand. I left. I wanted to get out of Dodge. But I do hope maybe you get trained and you come back, because it's a great place to be. And by the way, brain drain is how this Norfolk Innovation Corridor, it was a task force for Greater Norfolk Corporation. And it was originally called like brain drain. What do we do about the brain drain? Yes.
So how do you get this information toward the minority community? I love that innovation, collaborative thinking. How do you get them to buy in?
I love that question. Okay, so what do? First of all, I'm very aware of my white privilege. I don't know a lot of people in projects. Although I was there the other day and walked around and met some people, and that was really interesting. And I met some young women who want to they're 14, 15, and they want to be entrepreneurs. I was like, here's my card. But I am working with Norfolk State has an innovation center, and I've been working with them. There is a wonderful banker who's very interested in this, and I'm looking at places where we can take out programs. So it's like how to prepare yourself for setting up for credit. I'm over. Oh, okay. How do setting up for credit, making sure that you can, because a lot of the businesses are sort of homespun, but set yourself up so that you will have financial, so that you can have credit, so that you can go on to do a business. I'm very connected with, there's a great organization called Black Brand with Blair Durham. Do you know Blair? Oh, no. I will connect you with her. But she's doing some super stuff really focused on the minority community, and I want to make sure that we are partnering so that we can do things together. I'm also reaching out to the YMCA and trying, in fact, I mentioned Winston-Salem. This woman came up to me with this idea about an invention convention. And it's a curriculum that starts K to 3 and goes middle school, high school. And it's a free curriculum. And I want Nick to sponsor this so that next year we can have an invention convention in Virginia. But, can you imagine teaching these skills to the young generation so they grow up thinking about innovation? And I think the other thing that's so important is when you think about innovation, there's failure. And it's okay to fail. But like the blessing of the skin, you got to pick yourself up and try again. The goal is to fail forward, And so I'm looking at what we can do, because this is really important. I believe that the Norfolk Innovation Corridor will not be successful unless we are inclusive for all.
Glad to hear you ask that question about who plans on staying and who's planning on leaving. An interesting statistic that students may not know is that Virginia Wesleyan is about 16% higher than any other institution in the area for students who are attracted to this area to attend college and then ultimately stay here. So there's opportunity, one of the refreshing things I think from your story that's good for them to hear is we're seeing a lot of younger people that come into television. They come in knowing that this is what they want to do, and they're blood, sweat, tears until they get there. And your story was you kind of jumped around one thing to the next. And I think that's good for them to hear because it breaks up that tunnel vision. The area has a ton of opportunity. And you see it every day. She spoke on it today. And one of the biggest things is being able to feel comfortable enough to make that jump. So for you, what was that safety net feeling that made you say, okay, let's try this, okay, let's try that?
A couple times they were really scary, like when my middle school closed, it was so sad. I had a kid who was a triplet, and he said, Miss Peck, I'm going to go sit on the roof and threaten to jump off unless they keep this school open. Of course he didn't, but what middle school student talks about that, wanting to keep a middle school there? I mean, middle school, so I wasn't sure what was there, but it's almost like you just have to be vulnerable, and you have to have a little bit of that optimism. You have to have flexibility because you don't know which way you're going. And you have to have a good sense of humor. I mean, when you're ready to cry, it's like, cry with someone else because then you'll probably laugh together, Yes, sir. Are you talking about the effect on the water, or
the community, considering like casinos aren't exactly a way to revive an area?
That's a good question. I think we'll see how that works. Remember, I'm not in charge of the world. I dream about it, but I'm not in charge of the world. Yes, ma'am.
So if I were an entrepreneur interested in locating in this corridor, what would I do? Would I come to your organization? What kind of services would you help with?
Yeah, that's great. And again, we are establishing that, like a welcome package and a whatnot. But basically, I would talk to you about what do you need. Do you need help getting a business license? Do you need, I can tell you what the resources we have, our inventory of resources, and help connect you. I'd also put you with the city because if you fall into our technology zone, you're going to get some tax incentives. And then we're going to help publicize you. For instance, so this is actually really cool. I'm also the head of the Greater Norfolk Corporation. As I mentioned, the Greater Norfolk Corporation is like the top business leaders of businesses and the medical institutions and the academic institutions. So I get these entrepreneurs from my entrepreneurial community, and I start my GNC meetings with an entrepreneurial minute. And so I have these great people who kind of need contacts, and they do these 5-minute presentations, just like you. A little bit of a Shark Tank, not quite as a direct ask. It's a little bit more subtle, and every single one, the last one, the woman said, I need space. And she walked off the stage and 3 real estate guys were giving her card. One guy needed a connection with Waterworks, and Virginia Natural Gas was like, call me, I'm going to help you. So it's been really, it's that spontaneous collaborations, So we will try to connect with the resources. I'm going to need a marketing person real soon. I'm hoping to have that in the budget. So, okay. Well, thank you again. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your curiosity. And I'm so impressed with what you guys are doing. I loved your shark pitches. And that's it. Thank you.
Oh, no, okay. Well, thank thank you all for coming. It was truly a pleasure to have you, Ms. Peck. I know we all enjoyed that. I also want to take a moment to thank President Miller. Without him, I would have never found Linda Peck. I would never met her. I would have never got to really speak to her. So it's really a great opportunity. You never know who you might be in contact with. Of course, I also want to thank, Jason Seward. Of course, I want to thank Keith Moore. I want to thank everybody for being here. It's truly a pleasure to have you, and the business conference wouldn't be what it is today without your help and support and just coming to attend. So again, thank you all. And with that, this is the end closing of day 3. So today was a really great day. Come back tomorrow. Our schedule is always posted. We do have flyers around. Tomorrow we will have 2 wonderful guest speakers. We'll have Priscilla Monty and Delcino Miles coming, who President Miller, he introduced me to them too. So I hope you all can come out for day 4 tomorrow. So thank you.